one of the things men get made fun of as of late is when they start talking about legacy. It's important to us, right? It's become a talking point where you use to chastise men. What are you talking about legacy? You haven't done anything. You haven't done anything worth leaving behind, right? As if we don't need other ways to continually dig at men today. But it's a good one, right? It's a good one because it's critically important to us. Right? It's intrinsic. It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. Maybe it's something like that, but it does matter to us. So when we hear that, we try to ignore it, try to push it to the side and say, it's still important. It still matters. So we still go about our business trying to make sure that we adhere, that we're building a legacy, that we're doing something in that sense. Shout out to everyone in the chat that, made it here. Nice and early. Oh, you guys doing a lovely job in the chat. I really appreciate you guys being here. So it's critically important to us, legacy. Okay? And that sometimes it's usually what we think about in the form of kids, but it's also the thing we did best while we're here. For us regular degular folk, us regular degular humans, it's still important, right? One of the reasons why I wrote my book was because I wanted to leave something behind, right? I wanted something, as long as Amazon exists, right? You can go and find my word. You can go and find the nonsense that I enjoyed. YouTube is another version of that. You can find my actual word. You can see my mannerisms. As long as YouTube is around and YouTube doesn't get rid of the content, then you can find that. But one of the ways we end up ruining our legacy is our lack of discipline. The way we kind of just spread our seed wherever we deem it necessary. We don't seem to care, right? And by we, I don't mean me, but for the subject of this of this live, that's what we want to focus on. You can see someone being ultra disciplined or purport to being that in their life, but we look at what happens behind the scenes when things kind of blow up, when things go left, and then your real life spills over into your internet persona, and you guys have this nice clash. And people are so quick to drink that up, to see the reality of, okay, what's really going on here? If you put yourself in position to say, I'm an expert in this dating game, I move like this, I do this, I do that. And then we see, wait, at your big age, how'd you get shorty pregnant? That seems a little weird to us. And I think rightfully so, because we tend to believe the persona. We tend to believe the thing that you're talking about here first and foremost, right? You're talking about you're this or that. Cool, we believe you. We give you that grace. Cool, we believe you. And then what happens? You turn around and like, nope, I don't move like that at all. I don't move like that at all. I'm a terrible person. I'm a terrible human being, right? I get women pregnant all the time, and then I convince them, I pressure them into doing what I need them to do. There's a facet of that. But I know there's a certain persona on here that sells. There's a certain lane that one occupies that is good for the brand, it's good for the business. And of course, we too like to protect the brand. So when we move like that, we purport and we say, this is who we are, this is how we move, this becomes the most important thing. This becomes the most important thing. Shout out to Marissa for joining the stream. Shout out to me only being a minute late. Of course, you know me. I wait till the last minute to reinvent at least 3 different things and then see, okay, you got to abandon at least one of these. And then we see what we can say. So we've got new features, new stuff we're trying to implement, stuff under the hood that you really don't got to worry about. So before we kick this off, and I think we're going to have a good one, at least the people that show up for Subscriber Sundays, I want you to enjoy yourself. I want us to laugh. So if you have your drinks, if you have your wine, if you have your popcorn or your okra, whatever you like to eat and snack on, right? Sometimes some of us are kind of a little weird like that, but stay tuned. We got some interesting things that I would love to have you guys chiming back and forth in the chat. That's one of the best things about this Subscriber Sundays, to make this actual live stream dope. The chat, right? The YouTube algorithm is spying on us, but not in the nice way. It's like, okay, you guys talking? You guys having a good time? If not, it's like, all right, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'm going to go about my business. But if you guys are out here active, then the YouTube algorithm will come and say, all right, I got something to say. Yeah, no, listen, I apologize for the okra slander, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Besides that, you know, we got Money Mondays we try to do. We had Unlicensed. We did that on Thursday, where we're just trying to create a space where we can talk to each other about real issues, right? Not fake issues. Real issues. The stuff that's actually matter, the stuff that actually bothers you, the stuff that might be actually important to you. We want to have those conversations, and we want to create a space where we can hang our head high and say, hey, yeah, we're finding a way to give back. We're finding a way where we're trying to make sense for the people on here. I don't want people to just think like, hey, we just come together, we laugh, we joke. I absolutely want to do that, but I absolutely want us to come here and actually have fruitful conversations, and License is going to be that. Shout out to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. What are you talking about? Listen, today we're going to talk about, if you can check the description, we're talking about the importance of legacy, and how when you don't have the proper discipline, specifically for men, you don't have that discipline, you end up in places where your legacy gets tarnished or completely forgotten. But this is Subscriber Sundays, right? So it's not just, that's the main event. We've got, we've got things we go through. We've got love and money, right? Then we've got we got crashing out. We love crashing out. And we got agree or disagree. And then we got the main event, right? And just like last week, right? We created a nice little American Greed episode for you. And like I predicted last time, right? Like I predicted last time, I spent like 3-4 hours on that joint. I think I got like 38 views. But, you do it for the love of the game, right? You do it for the love of the game. Someone write that down, right? Say for the love of the game. But besides that, listen, we're here. The Subscriber Sundays are for the subscribers, are for you guys, so we can laugh, so you get a bit of my humor. We can get some back and forth. We are working on, American Greed. Yes, listen, each one gets tighter, right? CNBC is going to come and say, dog, quit your job. Quit your job. Come F with us over here. I'm like, I'd be honored. I'd be absolutely honored. But again, housekeeping. If you're new here, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. You just double tap that screen. Be active in the chat. Be active in the chat. If you feel so moved, say something in the chat. You want to donate, there it is down there. You can super chat, all that. But we're here for you guys. So you see me talking in the weed. This is the royal we, right? We're in this together, right? Because this is how any of this actually makes sense. This is the part where I get to feel connected, rather than just I'm a disembodied head talking into my camera and uploading videos for you guys to check out. So again, if you're new here, strap in. We're going to get, you should be enjoying yourself. Laugh, cry, try not to cry. We had a really good turnout last Sunday. We had some really great topics, and we had some really great interaction, and I'm hoping to make some people uncomfortable and make you guys think about a few things, so we can continue that sort of trend. But besides that, right, you guys ready? I did a good job with all those bills. Yeah, don't do that. Absolutely don't do that. That's Monday Mondays. All right, tomorrow show up for that stream. We'll talk all about that, but we're not quitting our job. we'll just do the extra work. All right. So if you are new here, love and money, right? It's the intersection between money and love, and sometimes just what fits kind of the themes. I really thought about like adding law and crime, but I'm probably going to do a complete separate stream for that. Just another excuse for me to get up here and interact with people, try different times. But I don't want to keep you guys too late, and sometimes these run long, especially when we deviate from the topics that we got going on. If it sounds good, just go with it, right? that's all master. Just rock with it, right? So yeah, it's for those new here again. Subscribe. That's one of the biggest things we can do to actually get this thing, out and going. But we'll start right away, right? We'll start right away.
A lot of the shit that these females is asking out of boyfriends and men that they're just fucking, they are asking you for more than they ask their fucking fathers.
Am I fucking my father? Quickly, between the two of y'all, which one of y'all is getting fucked and sucked by me? You or my dad? You, right? So you're getting taxed. You're getting charged a fucking tax. Like, you're getting, we fucking. Why? Of course I'm gonna ask you for more shit. Like, in the 6 months of us knowing each other, you asking me for pussy, so I can't ask you for shit? Like, there's supposed to be a limit? Pussy is priceless, nigga. Pay up.
So it's a harsh take, right? It's a harsh take, right? I thought we were in this sex thing together. Like, we were enjoying it. Also, I need to warn you guys, right? We've got some adult themes, right? For this one. So if you're my mom, don't watch, right? I appreciate you being here, but don't watch. My cousins, you're fine to watch. But we got some adult themes. One of the things we see all the time is we make it seem as if, that women don't enjoy sex. There's nothing they get out of it. Therefore, you have to bring extra. And when you stop and think about it, no, right? How about we just say no? This is an enjoyable thing if done right. Fair, if done right. This should be an enjoyable thing between the both of us. So we should derive pleasure equally from this. Don't make it seem like it's overly precious, because I seem to lose my mind over it. Going with the theme of the show today, I seem to lose my mind over it and decide that even though I may be a multi-millionaire, I seem to decide I'm now going to get you pregnant and have to pay you $30,000 a month. So listen, I'm not a hater of the game. I'm not a hater of the game. I'm not a hater of the strategy, right? If this is what works right here, right? And this is having a conversation earlier with Marissa about this, where this is the game. This is a well-known strategy. You are a high net worth individual and you get someone pregnant, stripper, whomever. Yeah, this is you have to understand this is what you're walking into. This is where you're going. And it's we don't like it. We're not calling it fair. We're saying that it's happened so often. It's so ubiquitous that at some point in time you got to be like, dog, stop it, right? Stop it, right? Get some help. Hard sex, listen, dog, relax, man. Dog, relax. Shout out to RSX though. That's dope. But no, you can clearly see the connection between love and money. Just take a look, right? It's not difficult. But the point is, when you see people having this sort of attitude, and it's a new thing that's slowly been adopted across the pipe, that they're thinking that this is the way it's supposed to be. But no, we know sex is an enjoyable act by both parties. Attaching extra value onto it, it doesn't really do anything. It just kind of demeans it. Like I've said on previous videos, as long as you attach a price to something, you cheapen it, especially when it comes down to your body. So this is just one of the things I notice is constantly going around right now. So moving on, listen, the way you talk to your guys, right, Blair, the way we talk, the way we go back and forth, we try to be respectful even when people aren't in the room. But sometimes you often tell your friends more or less how you feel about a thing, especially maybe a significant other, that you wouldn't tell it to your face. Now, is this nice? Maybe not, depending on what you're saying. But what happens if you're actually not attracted to your significant other and you let the entire group chat know? And what happens if he stumbles upon that? What's the move after that? What's the play?
Hi, Robin. Happy New Year. Here is my confession. My husband and I just recently got married. Things have been great, or so I thought. One day, my husband decides to go on a video call with some of his friends, and I decide while he's doing that, I'll go for a walk. I go outside, and it looks like rain, so I head back to the house and get my umbrella. As soon as I walk in, I hear his friends on the video call talking about my looks. One of his friends, who is a female, says, "Well, is she still ugly to you? You kept complaining about that." Ooh. My husband goes, "Well, it's not about looks anymore. She has a nice personality, so it makes up for it."
Now look, I know we often talk about that, right? The personality is supposed to be the thing, but in a lot of conversations I've had, with a couple of you, when we're talking about a reality in which your significant other is not attracted to you, right? Or men in general aren't attracted to women, that level of deep equality. I don't think we're ready to have that real conversation and what that actually looks like. Treating you just like, no, man, I'm not attracted, but there's so many dope qualities. I think women also, they want that validation. They want to be attractive, especially to their person. But if you look at how we talk about it, we often make it seem as if, no, that's not important. Leave that alone. No, you shouldn't. Looks aren't the most important thing. Maybe not the most important thing, but you're still expecting that to be a requisite. You're still expecting that thing to exist there. To hear that your significant other is looking at you and saying, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But she's a great cook. She gives great hugs. But you're just not attracted to her.
It's been 1 month and he has no idea that I know and can't figure out what's wrong with me. I don't know. Are y'all staying or leaving?
Right. What, why would you marry someone like that if you weren't feeling it? If you were just like, this is you get it. People sometimes end up settling, and you don't want to cure it. We don't want to talk about it, but everyone's in some form or another. We're being real, right? We're being real. People settle. You may not get everything on your list, and you may consider that settling. Some people require, understand that's just what it is to date. That's what it is to sort of couple up. Your list is your list and no one else's list. It doesn't really turn around and mean that this is the way the rest of the world has to be. But you at least want to be attracted to your person, right? You at least want to think, I don't think I'm attractive. Yeah, he can, right. I get that, right? Yeah, hey. Dariella's with the bar. Right. If he's just like, man, you got a great spirit. You like, yo, you haven't touched me in 6 months. He's like, damn, I thought it's been just getting uncomfortable, right? You don't want to hear that. So I know we say this in society. We say it like, nah, man, that's not the most important thing. Let you be in a relationship where your person is not attracted to you and see what that actually feels like. Right. Right. Like, you don't want that type of existence. You want someone to be like, no, I can't wait to rip your clothes off. Also, you got a great personality, right? Also, by the way, you're also nice and sweet, but yeah, I can't wait to, you want that.
I think this would probably make me leave. I feel really bad for this person. I'm not going to lie to you. Cause that has to, can you imagine walking in on that and then you have to pretend like you didn't hear it? Me personally, I'm not pretending. I'm approaching. You think I'm ugly? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna approach immediately with the bags packed. Like, yo, who you calling ugly? And then on your way out, just try to slander and ruin that person's confidence. Just like, yo, that's disgusting. And your wee wee's little, right? On your way out, just say all the nasty things, because and especially if you think this, why are you saying to the group chat? Why do they get to hear this? Right? And it's not if you're saying one of those things that, like, listen, she put on a ton of weight, right? Yeah, the lights off. Yeah, she put on a ton of weight. It's just not the same. No, you just like on your keyboard word. Yeah, man, she ain't it. Personality's great though. And I love hanging out with her. I love talking to her. But listen, we're moving on, right? On a lighter note, sometimes you can make it work, right? And Jasmine, this one's for you. We talk about this all the time, but I know you can't do it because you love running. You got them stiff hips.
I learned how to twerk for a man who's half my age. I'm 55.
And I'm 29.
None of these young girls can compete with this. I'm from America.
She's talking to you, Jasmine. You can't compete with that, right? You say you want to be out here in the summer? No, she's gonna show you the way. Age gap, and she learned how to twerk. What you doing for your man? Are you learning a new skill, a new sultry skill in Jamaica, teaching how to twerk? We all can learn something from this woman.
He is from Jamaica. My beautiful Jamaican man, oof, he makes me feel young again.
She thought it was a joke when I slide in her DM. People saying I'm only with her for the green card. but they're wrong.
What if he actually loves her with 3 question marks? Now, whose grandma is this? Come and get her, please. People say that I'm a grandma, but let me tell you, I be bubbling, twirling, getting it all out. Get it, let's go. Today, Javar's best friend Asha is coming over. It's gonna be interesting to hear what they have to say.
So I saw them and I was like, ooh, of course we could see that Kim is way older.
I wanna hear, what was your concerns? Be honest, tell me.
Listen, they look excited. They look ecstatic, right? You're right. Yeah, it's how grandma got her groove back, right? She sat there, she turned on TikTok and she said, all right, left cheek, right cheek, left cheek, right cheek. She put in the effort, right? She put in the real effort. Yeah, listen, yeah. We all wish you a speedy recovery, Dario. But for whatever reason, you're not really fond of your knees at such a young age. At such a young age, we don't like that. But yeah, her knees are definitely working. What do you take for those? Is it chondroitin? What's she taking for her knees, right? To actually make these things work. Okay, right, Marissa, you injecting some reality into this. Oh yeah, is this a scam? Probably, probably. But in the meantime, at least maybe she can get something out of it, right? Just, down there, you meeting the family. It's got to be happening in the bedroom, right? It's got to be. And you probably write into your diary. You're probably, going back. Turmeric is for the bones? Okay. Don't write that down. So it's a fantastic opportunity, right? All I got to delay is in you getting the green card thing and I just be here twerking and grinding on that thing. It's a win, right? Dorothy and all them back at the camp, back home, they're not getting any of that, right? Yeah, you need probably injections for that. I'll just be real about what you got going on. But besides that, yeah, listen, let's love and money, right? We're having some fun. We're enjoying ourselves. And thank you guys for being active in the chat. Again, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Double tap the screen. This is the best thing you do for the actual visibility of the channel. That's what we're about. We know we're almost coming on, being on YouTube for a full year. We know it's going to be a 5-6 year thing before we get to the place that maybe I'll be quarter satisfied. But besides that, listen, I know I may be feeling it, but the rest of us, we don't really have to crash.
I got road rage, been burning rubber so reckless. I'm a crash out. I got road rage, been burning rubber so reckless. I'm a crash out. I got road rage, been burning rubber so reckless. I'm a crash out. I got road rage, been burning rubber so reckless. I'm a crash out. Got 100K on my wrist and my.
All right, we love it. Crashing out. I know you guys stayed up all day waiting for this moment, and it's not the American greed. You stayed up for this crashing out, right? Never mind. Go grandma. Yeah. Yeah, it's her birthday. Go grandma. It's your birthday. Shout out to grandma. Just remember that. So there's plenty of reasons to crash out, and we keep in with the adult themes, right? We're in the age of sort of just Ozempic and GLP 1s to 3s, and I hear they're about to come out with a 5, like we need a 5, right? But there's a real opportunity here for you to do what you need to do to actually lose weight. One thing we often don't highlight, we don't talk enough about, especially when you've really been big, right? We all see it. We all understand. You drop the weight, especially you drop the weight fast. You don't go to the gym. You just take your shot. You don't eat. You get the loose skin, right? You get the stretch marks, the loose skin. You get all that. Right? And then it starts looking a little weird. But then you still want love. Right? This is not love and money, it's crashing out, but you still want love. So what happens when we kind of mix the two of these things together? Do you expect when you take your clothes off for that person to be like, yo, I'm good? Like this is going to be the last time I ever see you. You want that time to be intimate. You don't want someone rushing, right? You don't want someone rushing to the light, like our friend in our sex said. You want someone rushing to the light to shut the lights and say, yo, chill. I don't really want to be part of this.
I liked her a lot, like at first. After we hooked up, I realized that I really was not attracted to her. I don't know if she said it or not, but like she went through some major weight loss, and she has severe stretch marks just across her whole body. I know it sounds harsh.
Stop.
Honestly, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to like confront her about it and make her feel terrible, so I just removed myself.
Seriously what you're saying?
I won't. Look, I'm going to be honest. I like you. We had fun, but it was hard. It was really hard for me hooking up that night. Just to get through the whole thing, it was hard. So yeah, I
get through it.
Yeah, I mean it was hard.
I'm sorry you had a hard time getting through it.
It all comes down to attraction, and me not being attracted to you because of stretch marks. It's not shallow. I mean, come on, dude. I've dated you for a month and I figured it out. You were married to this guy for however many years, and then you left him after you lost weight. It is not any different.
Does my man have a point? Right? Does he have a point there? Obviously you want to be with someone that's actually attracted to you. How else? All right. Let's start at the end. Right? Let's work backwards here. How do you tell someone that? Right? How do you tell someone, listen, man, oatmeal. I mean, listen, you got another race you're gonna run. But how do you tell someone? Okay, since we got more women in the chat right now. How do I tell you, yo, I like your personality, but the body ain't T. It's nowhere near T. What am I supposed to do? Listen, yeah, the snacks are cool, right? No one here is in danger of someone walking out or just, jumping up and attacking the light bulb and just saying I'm cool and playing it cool. How are you supposed to bring that up? How do you broach that? How do you say, listen, everything about you is dope. It's amazing, but this body isn't it, right? Right. Just stick with the okra as a snack. It's all safe, right? Just wash your hands. Just don't touch your remote. But look, how am I supposed to tell you? How am I supposed to tell you that? How are we supposed to have this conversation and saying we've been rocking out for a month? I put it together. You dropped weight. You left your man. It was good for you, right? You were no longer attracted to his size. It was good. Now you come out here into the dating world and you think you're going to get better. Well, you convinced me because, the clothes, the shapewear, that shapewear is just right under makeup and how it convinces and it shapes and it lifts. And it makes us think that all this is all that. Now, and I want to talk about Nickelodeon, right? We're not talking about Nickelodeon or all that. But now it's time for me to take a look. It's time to duel. And I'm like, nah, I can't get through this. I can't get through this. He's talking about it was hard. It wasn't hard. That's probably part of the issue. But I get why you should be crashing out. I definitely understand why you're crashing out on something like that. Right? I just don't know if we're in a place in society where you can tell a woman like, yeah, I thought it was good, but then you know what it is under there. So you almost have to go blunt. You almost have to go to a radio show and say, yeah, that's why it goes to you. I can't do that. Right? And you don't want to be in a relationship with me when I'm telling you I'm not attracted to you. Right? When you're looking at me and you're saying, you're accusing me of having ED, and I'm telling you it's not me. Like it's not me. You're not going to believe that. We don't have a society set up to like, no, listen, what's going on? Stretch marks. Yeah, but he's talking about from the excess of losing that much weight. I think most men we understand that your bodies do stuff, right? No one's coming out and saying, well, you've seen some advanced stretch marks and people that really dropped a lot of weight. It's significant. Let's play it differently. If the woman had a problem, yeah, right. If he still had like extra skin, he had a little extra fat, right, around the chest, would you be like, no, it's good? Well, I think it depends the type of woman you are. If you're the modern woman, you'd be like, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. This is a complete non-starter. I'm not with this. I'm not doing this at all. I am out of here. I'm gone. Yeah, no, she lost the weight too fast. She didn't lift at all. But she'd be definitely disgusted. But that's what we see today, especially with the GLPs, where you just take it and essentially your body isn't getting enough calories. You don't feel bad, you probably just feel extra tired. you go about your business, and then turns around, you dropped a bunch of weight, but now you got a bunch of skin, and you're looking like, oh, that's just natural part of the process. No, you should have been working out. The GOPs are supposed to be there for you to reevaluate your relationship with food. And you tone down the food noise, and now you can say, okay, this is what I need. This is good. This is bad. Okay. Now you get back on to maybe mechanically eating. It's this time I'm supposed to eat, whatever. But when you lose a bunch of weight, then there's we don't want to call it consequences, right? We're just going to call it results. That's what happens afterwards. But listen, we're moving on. We still got other stuff to crash out about, right? And one of those is, it's sometimes nice to hear it from the woman's point of view of why she's crashing out, or when she knows she's the issue, or sometimes she needs a little nudge in the right direction. Like the last woman, she probably could use a little nudge to let us all know, yeah, I might be the issue here.
What's your situation?
Okay, so I'm like in love with this guy, and like we've been talking for a while, and he just like won't make me his girlfriend, and I'm.
How long y'all been talking?
6 months. I'm like obsessed with him. I've shown up at his house one time. I've never done that.
Unannounced?
Yeah.
For?
I just was like, I feel like he's with someone. He wasn't. He was asleep. I am very toxic, and like I end things every other week. And all I want to do is just be his girlfriend, and then it would be fixed. I wouldn't be crazy.
Have you brought this up to him?
So many times.
And what was his response to that?
He was like, just wait until it's right.
No, that was his exact words. Wait until it's right.
He said, no.
What were his exact words?
Maybe more like, you're doing too much. I don't.
That's very different. That's very different. You're doing too much versus just wait, right? Yeah, he makes me crazy. Listen, you can accept that you are the crazy one, right? You're the one with a little bit of an issue, right? It's not on the rest of us. It's not on anyone else. You're the issue, right? You're the problem. But acknowledging that is a good first step. But apparently that still hasn't really helped her.
No, and then I'm like obsessed with his culture, which is so white of me to say. Like, when he speaks Spanish, that's so attractive.
You say something in Spanish.
Mi hombre es Gracie.
Yeah.
You are those tamales type of people.
Last question. Where's the trust part coming in? Has there been other women in the 6 months?
Yeah, there has.
Is his ex?
Yeah.
How long was he dating that ex?
That's fair. He's probably definitely Dominican. You guys, you sound completely different.
3 years.
Why did they break up? This is very important.
The feelings kind of like went away, but like they ended on good terms.
That's not good. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping you said somebody cheated on somebody and they still keep in contact with each other.
Yeah, maybe. But I tell him not to. That's why I end things, and he's like, "It's not like that. It's not like that."
And what tone of voice is he saying it's not like that?
It's the exact kind of tone of voice you think. It's like it's not like that. Like, I don't even know. Like, he's basically like, I don't care.
Oh, the nonchalant one too?
I'm not gonna lie, this hurt.
Yeah. I even went to a Mexican band and I made it on their Instagram.
Oh my God.
It went viral. Just say
real quick.
You should date her. He knows this is me probably.
Run, bro, before she put a sombrero on your newborn.
Nah, I think y'all work out though.
Yeah, y'all got it. Run, nigga, run.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's not playing.
No, I'm not playing. Listen, bro. Come on now. You know damn well you shouldn't be bringing her home to.
Come on now. Abuela?
Y'all keep cutting off.
Oh, no. This is signal anyway.
Marry her, bro.
Thank you. Marry me.
Absolutely run. Right? Absolutely run. Hey, yeah, definitely Dominican. Yeah, no, you think it's cute, right? On this outside, it sounds cute until you're actually being stalked and you're looking outside your window and someone's looking right back at you, right? That's that's a little It's cute because you think it's like in the stories, but like the smut that a lot of you guys like to read. But in reality, no, you don't want any parts of that. Let's normalize telling people to get restraining orders, right? Let's normalize calling the cops, right? Let's be fair about it. But we understand, even in you're trying to get with someone, you're trying to have an actual relationship. Sometimes that doesn't matter. Sometimes you got a little side piece and you realize, you know what, that's not what I want to do, right? This isn't really working out. This is not where I want to be. I want to actually make something actually work with my person. And I think we saw this a couple lives ago. sometimes it's that person's not ready to let you go, and they've got a lot of information on you.
Hey, I don't know what you think this is. I got that message about you wanting to work on your little shit, right? I mean, just know you got me fucked up. You started it. I ain't hitting it. Bitch, you got about a couple of minutes to send me out I'm sorry text before I send out them motherfucking videos, bitch. I'm sending her the pictures. I'm sending her the messages. I'm sending her everything. Bitch, you better apologize. Cause bitch, we not separated. You ain't going nowhere. What the fuck is you talking about, bitch? Call me, babe. Love you. See you later.
That last little, that little sweetness, right? That little sweetness. What are you supposed to do? Right? What are you supposed to do? Obviously, you go and just confess. Take the bullet out the gun. Right? That's the best piece of advice you can give you. Like, just take the bullet out of the gun, because otherwise, you don't negotiate with terrorists, right? At least on the outside, right? At least that's our public position. That's public stance. We don't negotiate. We can't, because where does it stop? Right? You'll be bribing me till forever. Now you want me to get married to you, or you'll bribe me. I don't know. No, but take the bullet out the gun. Just take the bullet out the gun. That's the best thing you could do in scenario. Just say, I'm good on it. Right? I'm good on this. This ain't working out the way I thought it was. I legit told you I want to work on my stuff. Like, nah, and you got some sketchy warehouse. No. So yeah, I guess the best thing to do is not find yourself in that situation, or get with someone that has something to lose. Maybe that's a better strategy. But in this economy, you just can't be abandoning your side chick out like that. No, she's gonna need compensation, or she's gonna need you to leave, or she just blows the entire thing up, and then there you go. So best of luck to them. I think that's a worthy thing to crash out over. Glad the rest of us are not having to be bribed and such like that. Listen, we're moving on. Agree or disagree? We got some good stuff. We got some good stuff coming up. All right, we've had phenomenal audience participation thus far. Again, double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, participate like you guys have been participating. I don't have to say much of that. But in this part, right? This part is specifically for audience participation. Right? And one part is just completely fun, and we just take that ride together. We're gonna kick back, we're gonna relax, right? We're gonna chill. And then we're gonna chill later on with American Greed. But for now, we've got a question. Right? We got a question.
Yeah. I want to be respectful.
Thank you.
Is it okay for a woman in a relationship to secretly use a vibrator while her man is home?
Yes.
How do you feel? Is that all right? Is that fair play? All right, let me know. All right, we'll wait and see what the chat has to say. We'll see what makes sense. Is that fair play? Right? You guys, he's home. You secretly just need a little bit of relief. Remember, we got adult themes going on today, right? So, right? Everyone chill and relax, right? If your mom's watching, tell her not to watch, right? The adults are in the room, right? Use it together, right? Not the mood. All right, cool. I like that. Jasmine, what you say? What you got to say? We putting you in a spot right now, Jasmine. Right?
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Nah, Jasmine, we're just waiting. The class is waiting on you. These are on. Right. Such a middle of the line answer. You should be a politician, Jasmine. You should absolutely be a politician. Right? Any other takers? Right? Audience participation. This is all it is. Audience participation.
It sounds good.
Sure? I don't know what are you saying sure to? That you should be a politician, or you should use it or not? Just again, you refusing to answer just highlights, have more highlights on you. If you really want to talk about it, we can set up, we can bring you into the actual live, but you tell me you're ready for that. Yeah, it doesn't need to be a secret. Doesn't need to be a secret. Hey, I'm going into the bang bang room. I'm gonna do my thing over there. I'm Nigerian. but I was born and raised in New York, baby. Best city in the world. But again, yeah, what are we talking about here? Right? We got, there's more to it. So don't feel, I'm just trying to get the feel, right? I'm trying to get the feel, right? Right? Bang bang room. Why we can't do, listen, we understand. We're going to go looking for a house, right? And we know we just need a 4 and 3, right? One room is for an office. Another room is for the bang bang room, where, you know, when someone's using that room, they just kind of want to have fun, but they don't really want to go all the way. I'll say yes. It could be many reasons. Okay. Right. Speaking of Richie. Okay. Jasmine's committed, right? Does himself in a secret. Same rules apply. Right. Jasmine's committed. We can actually continue on the stream. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. Right? Audience participation. Thank you.
That also.
Give it to me, because you can't even get this one out.
I ain't never seen him struggle like this. Is it also okay for a man in a relationship to secretly use the new Super Throat 9000 with heated tonsils, deluxe turbo tongue grip with the extended extra warm esophagus chin holder strapped so separately?
Sounds like it's fair, right? I just because my toy cost a small mortgage, right, on a starter home, right? Isn't it fair? You just mad because I got to plug mine into the wall, or actual, probably really like a dryer unit, right? That hookup, right? It's because, thank you, same answer, right? It's fair. Just because you hear the thing humming and you see it glowing from the other side of the room, right? Yeah, let me know if you find that. Send that link, right? Send that link. It might have to ship from China, but listen, right? It's got to be fair, right? Just because this thing has articulating motion, it is what it is. I spent $40,000 on this thing, right? You should allow me the latitude of completion. Let me enjoy it, right? I think we've been. Wait, where's Jasmine? Where's Jasmine in this? Jasmine, how you feel about this? Right? Again, we putting you on the spot, right? How you feel about this? You think this is fair? I think turnabout is fair play.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
If one's fine, so is the other one. What? Get out! Get out!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I think again, adult themes, right? Adult themes. Don't flip out, right? Again, we're having some fun. Subscriber Sundays, right? If you're new here, subscribe, right? And we'd like to see you next Sunday, right? And you get to all the drops. And listen, sometimes we get serious. Money Mondays is usually serious to try to talk about putting money in your pocket, enriching yourself, your life, your family, all that. But today we're just trying to relax. You start the week or how you end the week, whatever calendar that you actually respect. But we're trying to have some fun, right? We're trying to enjoy ourselves. So listen, Reddit is a phenomenal place with all the answers, with all the questions. And one of those, we love the am I the asshole stories from that. But sometimes you get some weird ones, right? And a lot of them is always dealing with infidelity. It's always infidelity, or it's dealing with there's issues with the bedroom. So if your dad divorces your mom because there's no sex going on, are you siding with your mom, or you good with the dad? How does I want you to think about it. We'll go through it. You let me know, right? You prepare your answers.
Am I the asshole for understanding and not freezing out my dad for leaving our mom over a dead bedroom? This is a weird post to make because honestly, it's weird to know such details about parents, but such is life. Yeah, so here goes. Yeah. My 27 male parents have recently announced they're in a divorce proceeding. I was surprised, so they're still pretty young, both in their late 40s. I have a younger sister who's 24 and recently married and freaking out. Apparently, my dad is leaving my mom because for the last 3 years, they basically never had sex. She would have no interest, and I guess it went from once every couple of months to in the last year. She straight up told him she just is not interested in sex anymore. He asked.
So, you take that the same idea that we had earlier. Your partner's not attracted to you, right? You can dress it up fancy. You can use the fancy words. I'm just not interested in sex. Okay. But I am. What am I supposed to do? Are you cutting me unlimited hall passes? Right? Because it's not as simple. Right? It's not as simple for a man to go out there and say, okay, let me now find a lover. You know, it's not the same as it is for women. You see those in stories where people say, we opened up the marriage and then she's got 37 lovers and he's got one and it's still her. So it's not that simple. But if he's like, listen, I can't, 3 years, I'm not going to live the rest of my life with no nookie, no nothing. Right? They've got machines over there in China with heated esophagus. Right? I before I go there, I'm out of this thing. Right? I'm out of this thing. Right? Unless there's a medical issue. Yeah, it's important. Right? All right, we with the dad. All right. That's what I'm loving this chat right now. I'm loving this chat. You guys are true.
For an open marriage, and she took that as a sign that he would cheat and filed for divorce. It sucks, but I get it from both sides. I'm not really trying to get in the middle of it, to be honest. I've always gotten along fine with both of them, but my dad and I have been super close. We just have way more in common, and he's the more involved parent growing up. So while it sucks they're splitting, I just want to continue to have a separate relationship with both of them. My sister has taken a different approach and hates my dad right now. She thinks he's being a total asshole and just saying a lot of mean things about him. I'm trying to stay out of that and just let her heal how she needs to. I recently had my dad over for dinner with my wife and our 2 young kids. He's doing well and he has started dating someone, and I'm honestly happy for him. He's still young and I don't think he should be alone forever since it didn't work out with my mom. Right. I guess my dad posted to his story a picture of him with his grandkids to his Facebook, so my sister and my mom saw it and are mad at me for still being tight with him. My sister is calling him a cheater and saying I'm taking the cheater's side, and my mom is saying similar stuff. I feel like I'm just being an adult about the situation though. I don't know. Am I really in the wrong here? My wife says she can see where my sister's coming from, but thinks I'm being more logical about it. I wanted to get some more neutral perspectives.
I don't see how you're going to be mad at what is his dad supposed to do? Just sit there forever? Just be like, okay, it's cool. It was cool. You just decided unilaterally that we're done, that we're no longer having sex, that the whole, it's closed. We're not doing anything else. Okay, it's your body. Respect. I respect that. I'm not going to force you. But can you still hold me hostage? Because essentially I'm hostage in marriage. I can't, if I go out and break my vows to you, then you have legitimate reason to be upset. But now I'm telling you right to your face, yeah, I'm out of here. Right? I'm out of here. How do you take the side of a cheater? He's saying, I'm out. We're not having sex. And we had enough of the conversation to talk about it in front of everyone. Right? Kids, the grandkids, right? Little Timmy knows that, daddy's not getting any. Right? Papa's not getting any, so he's getting out of here. Right? It sounds good to me. Yeah. Yeah. He's to live the rest of life happily. Right. Especially, I love that. I love that how women often, you see this in a lot of the conversations that women have online. It's like, you're happy. The happiness is critical. The happiness is important. We need to be more like that, like men. This is not working. This is not happening. I gotta go. Respectfully, I gotta go. Right? I need someone to come. Again, adult themes. I need someone to come and touch my little weepy. Listen. So we get that. We're on the same page. We're on the same accord. Right? We're on the same accord. This next one, it's gonna be a little out there. So we're all going to watch this one together. I want everyone to, this is time to enjoy your little wine. It's on the long side, right? It's on the long side, but we'll take little breaks and pauses here and there, but we're going to get through this. Right? We're going to get through this one.
She cheated on me, so I had a threesome with her former ex-boyfriend and the guy she cheated on me with.
Bitches get money. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wait.
She cheated on me, so I fucked every person possible.
She cheated on me, so I fucked everyone in America.
So listen, we're fans of revenge, right? I think we established that last week. We're fans of revenge. this is pretty intense, right? This is pretty intense. You broke up like last week. We know the brother broke up his brother's relationship. That was big, right? That was pretty intense. This one's not bad, right? This one's not bad. Cheated on me, cool. Everyone you know, everyone you love, I'm gonna have sex with them. I don't know how you walk away, how you continue dealing with stuff like that.
Yeah. What? I f***ed the entire state of Colorado. I f***ed all of Colorado and she cheated on me. Nuclear.
Everyone meet me at Red Rocks. We're going.
I caught her texting somebody else. I f***ed everyone in our town.
That wasn't for me. That was to go against her.
That's what you did for revenge? Revenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Clip ends there.
Okay. All right. To clear up any confusion that might come up, you have to know that I am a bisexual man. This would have been so much funnier if he did.
I was gonna say, I'm
fully straight, but I love revenge.
But I slept with these two guys to get after her. I'm a straight man who took two at once.
Get the fuck back her! I'm as straight as can be, and I had two dicks. Her
at the same time, and I still see those once a week.
Except that would add a different flavor to the event, right?
I'm so straight, but she with me. I'm on Grindr every day.
And I've been doing that for 11 years.
Yeah, 11 years. I got you, Brittany. Yeah.
Don't you dare do that
My
again.
husband Charles supports me, bitch.
I hate man.
Yeah.
It's like, I think you're gay, man. He's like, no, I just live a life of vengeance.
No, just women lie to me, man. So I man.
And that's where the cigarette and the lashes come in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Holy shit.
I love this guy.
I'm so straight, dude. Her.
Okay. To clear up any confusion that might come up, you have to know that I'm a bisexual man. I love sharing this story because I'm still proud of it. A few years ago, my ex-girlfriend cheated on me with another guy. She then had the audacity to tell me that if I was a grown-up, that I could deal with it and that she hopes we can still be friends, but she lost any feelings for me and is fully in love with this new guy now. If she hadn't said that, I probably wouldn't have made this plan. But now I had to teach her a valuable lesson. I was in a depressed state for a long time and couldn't bring myself to delete her number, and she thought I was her friend now. She started to send me pictures of her and her new boyfriend with laughing emojis. She didn't even care about how much she had hurt me. And then one day, while I went through Tinder, I found someone who was quite familiar, her new boyfriend. Of course, I wouldn't tell her that her new boyfriend is on Tinder. In fact, I matched with him, which was quite surprising because I thought he was straight, and we started a conversation. He didn't know who I was. She never told him she was in a relationship while she was flirting with him. But this was perfect. We had longer conversations, and he told me more and more about himself. Over the weeks, we learned more and more about each other, and now I had a plan. I suggested that we could meet each other at a bar. He agreed. Keep in mind, he was still in a relationship with my ex-girlfriend at that time. When we met, we had a great time, and one date became many dates. It took me a few months, but then I got him to the point where he developed feelings for me, and I was his affair. What he didn't know was that I got in contact with my girlfriend's former ex-boyfriend as well. He broke up with her because he came out as gay. I was in contact with both guys. The ex-boyfriend and I got along very well. In fact, I made him a close friend of mine.
Is it? At some point, you got to start asking yourself, as shorty, right? Like, why am I dealing with so many men that are like, either gay or just completely bi? Like, I do not see that. I mean, good for you though. I'm still in the revenge train.
In our conversations with my new boyfriend, we talked about sexual desires, and he told me that he always wanted to have a threesome, so I suggested one with the gay ex-boyfriend. I knew that he was his type because we kind of look alike, and he had feelings for me, so I asked the gay ex-boyfriend if he wanted to become the third one, and to my surprise, he said yes. I'm honestly still surprised how all of that worked out without her noticing, but it did, and then the day came where I decided to go nuclear. The two guys came to my apartment, I led them to the bedroom, and they started talking to each other. While they talked, I took a selfie from a safe distance, close enough that she could see their faces, but far enough that they wouldn't notice. Then the action started. Of course, I won't go into any detail, but damn, I enjoyed it more than anything in the world. A few days after this, I told him that now that I granted him the wish of a threesome, I wanted something in return. I told him that I don't want to be in an affair any longer and told him that he should either break up with her or I will break up with him. I knew it was hardcore manipulative, but I had a plan and I had full control over him. He actually broke up with her and threw her out. I even got him to move out of his apartment to move in with me, meaning that she lost both her home and her boyfriend. But I wasn't done yet. Because, sorry, this is crazy. This is insane.
Okay.
Whew, okay, I thought we were gonna.
He's just like sitting there. Go on. More.
I'm like, you didn't stop at the threesome, like.
But I wasn't done yet.
But I wasn't done yet.
2 dicks wasn't enough. I called her dad. Oh, Brittany's dad.
Cut to Ben Savage and Princess Bride. Was that the end of the story? We're not done yet. That's not the end of the story yet.
This is nuclear. Wow.
Okay. But I wasn't done yet. Because after that, she texted me with crying emojis that her boyfriend dumped her and that she regrets leaving me. I then said, your boyfriend? Are you talking about this guy? And I sent her the selfie I took. She called and texted me several times, but I ignored her. My plan was almost successful. There were only 3 things left that I still had to do. 3? 3? The boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, and the dad.
3. I only had 4 things left. Boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, dad, and find her long-lost brother. And go to Sweden and your brother.
Sweden? The first was that I told her mother, who hates infidelity more than anything because her father cheated on her mother with another woman. You could say, like father, like daughter. Her mother was angry but thanked me for telling her. From what I've heard, her mother cut ties with her, but I admit that I don't know if that actually happened. And I don't think that it happened, but it would be funny if it was true. The second thing I did was dump him because unfortunately, he was a cheater too, and I hate infidelity as well. Holy this is
my God.
This is crazy.
This is
the craziest shit I've read in a long time.
Wow. He goes, yeah, we could share these drawers. I'm breaking up with you.
I'm breaking up with you because you're a cheater.
Yeah.
The last thing I did was go out with the gay ex-boyfriend, and after a few dates, we got together, and we are still a couple.
Does the gay ex-boyfriend know about all of this? Does anybody know about any of it?
In the end,
Mom does. She's like, well done. Thank you for telling me. Yeah. I hate infidelity.
In the end, I destroyed both her and the guy she cheated on me with and couldn't be more proud of myself. Edit, okay, for some reason, I still get too many messages. No, the I will not tell you details about the threesome, you horny motherfuckers. So stop asking.
So, in terms of revenge, God damn, right? God damn. That's a little too involved, right? That's a little too involved. I mean, listen, I support it. It's a lot. It's quite a bit. But listen, we're on to the main event. Now it's time for you to sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the next episode of our American Greed. I think about 1.5 years. Yeah. The twists and turns, and then the the homosexuality of it all, where, I mean, it's thorough, right? And I think in America we can appreciate people that are thorough. So we like that stick-to-itiveness, like that you actually got from A to B. Appreciate that. It just so happens, you you had to do it in such an overt manner. But listen, all right, we're going to move on to the main event. Right? It's an actual episode, so relax, enjoy yourself. So, all right, dim your lights, right? Dim your lights and enjoy this. Listen, I put this together today, right? It was a tiring thing, but I'm proud of it, just like I was proud of last week's. right? And you guys get the preview. I like setting that up, making the little trailer, all that. Anyway, just watch it, right? Just watch it. It's the main event, what we're talking about our legacy and how we often, especially as men, we get ourselves into a place where we kind of tarnish it, ruin it, where we're not thinking straight because we're thinking with, the wrong head, right? The smaller one, the one that indiscriminately does not care about what else you have going. And just kind of leads into just the fact that you have access to most things. Don't be like that. Right?
On the next episode of American Greed. For centuries, men have built legacies meant to outlive them. Yet many are destroyed not by enemies, but by lust, ego, and unchecked desire. Again and again, powerful men build public images of discipline and success while privately making choices that place their legacy at risk. Champion, Hall of Famer, and media personality, Paul Pierce enjoyed a legacy of success, transforming talent displayed on the basketball court into influence behind the camera.
All you men who stand up men, who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better.
But in the social media age, even retired legends are not immune from controversy.
Paul Pierce is facing a paternity lawsuit after a woman filed court papers seeking a DNA test, claiming the NBA legend is the father of her unborn son. She says she tried to handle it privately before going to court and is asking for accountability, not attention. Pierce hasn't commented publicly, and his lawyer declined to respond.
But it wouldn't be long before DNA told the truth.
Oh, Pierce, come on, bro. Like, really? Now you got a 2-month-old baby, and the woman is asking for $30,000 a month in child support.
A large part of the controversy is Paul Pierce purported himself as an expert in modern dating, but the same access, attention, and status that elevates some men can also expose the impulses capable of destroying everything they've built.
Am I wrong for saying that I'm the best? Don't it also show?
Undefeated boxing champion Floyd Mayweather Jr. turned his dominance in the ring into one of the most profitable careers in sports history. With worldwide fame, private jets, luxury cars, and hundreds of millions earned, Mayweather became the living image of wealth, power, and excess.
How many cars here? Total? Probably 100. I got 3 garages. I parked 40 cars in the inside.
There's a place for black cars, a place for white cars.
And then we got the trucks. In LA a little wild. The roads are really not good in LA, so we normally just drive trucks.
Do you walk in the car, Max? You gotta get it from somewhere.
When you get to that elite level, when you want cars, you already know what I want. I've already drove everything. My guy called me, like, I got different cars. What you want? I'm like, bring me 4 of them. Bring me that. They bring them to me. And if I don't want them, I'm like, yo, send something back.
Bring me 4 of them. Like, that's
whatever I want.
Why you traveling so late today?
I ain't traveling. One thing about me, I ain't got to do nothing for the rest of my life.
And for many public figures, the greatest threat to their legacy is not scandal itself, but the inability to control desire behind closed doors.
To pay $1 million in back child support and $33,000 a month for a child that he supposedly fathered with a woman that worked at his strip club. So he has a strip club that there was a dancer there. He sleeps with her. She gets pregnant. I guess maybe he didn't believe her or didn't want to do the DNA test. She tried to tell him for years, this is your baby. He would not step up to the plate. After a paternity test, the courts determined it was his baby and also has put him on child support, where he has to pay $1 million in back child support and then $30,000 a month.
The truth is, dominance in one arena rarely translates to discipline in private life.
Oh my God,
he beat me by 22 shots. 22 shots.
He beat me by 15. That's embarrassing.
When you're that far behind, that can be pretty brutal on the psyche.
Was the first time I had really felt truly physically intimidated by another human being.
Golf legend Tiger Woods transformed the sport into a global spectacle, building one of the most successful and marketable careers in modern athletics, with championships, billion-dollar endorsements, and an image of discipline and perfection. Woods became the face of excellence both on and off the course.
The money just came pouring in because corporations were falling over themselves to be associated with this hot new golfer that was taking the world by storm.
Nike signs Tiger Woods for an unprecedented 5-year, $40 million deal. It's a huge gamble on the next sports megastar.
Tiger could sell anything, and Nike knew it.
And as eager as the public is to celebrate champions, they are equally hungry to witness their downfall.
Tiger Woods is not just good at golf, he is widely recognized as one of the best golfers of all time. He is a prodigy. This is him at 2 years old on national TV showing his golf skills. He went pro in 1996 at just 20 years old. He won 70-something tournaments and also spent years ranked the #1 golfer in the world. On top of all the career success, Tiger Woods also had a wife. Her name was Elin Nordegren, and they had 2 children together. So they really just felt like this poster family, everything is going well, and then it just wasn't. At 2:30 in the morning on November 27th, Tiger Woods left his home in his Escalade. Now, he did not make it very far because he hit the neighbor's hedges and then their tree and then also a fire hydrant, obviously causing a lot of damage to the car.
But it didn't stop at property damage.
Hey, it's Tiger. I need you to do me a huge favor. Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and maybe calling you. So if you can, please take your name off that and what do you call it? Just have it as a number on the voicemail. Just have it as your telephone number. Okay, you gotta do this for me. Huge, quickly. Bye.
I was unfaithful. I had affairs. I cheated. I thought I could get away with whatever I wanted to. I felt I was entitled. Thanks to money and fame, I didn't have far. I was wrong. I was foolish.
The scandal shattered Tiger Woods' carefully built image of perfection, triggering public humiliation, the collapse of his marriage, and the loss of major corporate endorsements. In a matter of days, one of the most admired athletes in the world became a global cautionary tale about fame, temptation, and self-destruction. But recklessness is not the sole purview of the athlete.
My name is Libby, and I was a girlfriend of Abba from Abba and Preach. We were together for 5 months and involved with each other for about 8 months total.
Online commentator Abba built a reputation as a sharp critic of modern dating culture, relationships, and accountability. With millions of views and a loyal audience, his platform grew by analyzing the behavior of others, often positioning himself as the voice of reason amid internet chaos.
What do you mean, bending me? I would know, because I don't bend.
Bitch, I fold. Hey.
Bending for your girl, that's gay. That's bending your girl over, that's gay too. Y'all should be straight upright at all times. That's right. Or flat on top of each other. That's the only sex positions I know.
But in the social media age, audiences don't just examine the message, they investigate the messenger.
Because I gave everything to a relationship. Every ounce of me. More patience than I even fucking knew I had. And wore myself out doing everything in my body to make things work.
As allegations and stories from multiple women began circulating online involving abortions and private relationships, critics questioned whether the public persona matched the behavior behind closed doors.
Right? She's like some good Christian girl who pretends like, oh, I'm such a petite, like whatever. This girl likes a dog collar on her neck and she likes to be walked around like a dog. Okay? And one of the reasons when we ended things that she wanted to get back together, she was worried that she would never meet anyone who would want to enjoy because none of her other exes would entertain putting a dog collar on her and walking around like a good old bitch. I'm gonna put your business out there. You know what I'm saying? You want to put my business out there? We can do that. Right? She was worried. She was worried that she's more freaky than me. I don't mind. Little Asian girls, I'm so quiet. Dog collar, okay? That's what she's into. You want to put my business out there? I'll put your business out there too.
It is a sickness. That is disgusting behavior.
And once again, the internet was confronted with a familiar pattern. Men who speak confidently about discipline, morality, and accountability often struggle to maintain those same standards in their private lives.
Come on now.
What the hell is even that?
Right? I thought that was good. Right? I thought that was good. Yeah. So I think that's an excellent, overview of what we're talking about here in terms of when it comes down to your legacy, in terms of when it comes down to how you represent yourself online. You represent yourself with whatever you're doing. You rose to the height of a sport, of an arena, of even just streaming, right? In YouTube, you're a giant in the space, and we understand a lot of that comes with discipline. Specifically when we look at the sports, right? You're a Hall of Famer, right? Paul Pierce, which, we don't like because of the Celtics, but you rose to that level. Mayweather, you rose to this level. You cannot like his style of boxing. You can have issues with all that, but it's undoubtedly a draw. It's undoubtedly he can bring in the crowd. He can bring in the bucks. This technical style, it's incredible. His entire life is one of discipline, except when it comes down to the sexual rarity. That's when, also any other type of excess. It doesn't matter that you're making this amount of money if you're spending it even quicker. But we understood a bit about that in terms of Floyd, in terms of how your legacy could be easily tarnished. But like we were saying earlier, when you are already well versed in how this game works, when you already know that if you are a high net worth individual, you're making so much money, right? Yes, I hate everything Boston. Deal with it. Deal with it. What's supposed to do with that, right? What's supposed to do with that? Deal with it. Fight me. But the point is, we can be upset about the game, right? We can be upset about how child support is allocated. We can be upset about the laws on the books, but the laws are on the books. And until men get out in mass and actually vote and make a difference and become a group that people, politicians want to appeal to, that's not really going to change. So the field, right? We're playing Uno. We already established the rules, how stacks are allowed, what we can and cannot do. So then when you end up and you got to draw 14 cards, we got to look at you and say, dog, you should have known better. Especially when you look at Paul Pierce in his show that he has with Azir. We're talking about all this stuff, but like you're an expert in the space when it comes down to dating, when it comes down to modern relationships. Yet you're making unforced errors. And then even going farther, saying, yo, you're not even claiming that these women have to go to the courts to establish paternity. Even if, let's say this is a thing that happened. And I'm sure it happens more and more and more. But a lot of other people have the wherewithal to understand, like, okay, we're going to settle this before it gets to the limelight because I have a legacy to actually protect. When you look at celebrities and their relationships and as they go kaput, you see some of them, they go kaput in very quiet ways. Hey, we just grew apart. We're still really great friends. So just respect our time and his privacy. That's got NDA written all over it. This is how we're going to handle this ending. Pay me this money and we're going to be cool about it. We need to adopt some of these mechanisms here, especially when your online persona is one of a moral certainty where you get to clown people like, Fresh and Fit. And Abba made something like 30 videos on them. They showed off and said, hey, no, we bought our family property based on those videos alone. O'Shea Jackson did the same thing, just like he'll hammer in on any type of, controversy when he sees like that. So when you are holding yourself to this standard, when you're critical of Manosphere, Red Pill, and you're constantly coming out and trying to find the truth and holding yourself to a sort of high ground, well, one would expect that you actually live like that. We don't, we understand that you're human. We understand that there's going to be things that happen, right? We get that. But, and again, remember, we're tourists in these spaces. We're not TMZ. We're not the Shade Room. We're not up on every little bit of gossip. There's other channels that do that, and the other channels are always going to do it better than me because I just don't care, right? But there's so many lessons we can extract to that from these. So, in terms of Abba, there was Libby that came out, and a lot of stuff she said was just disproved. Like back and forth saying, with their conversation, and he kept the receipts, kudos to him, where she was like, you told him you were going to get rid of it, then you didn't, then you guys went back and forth, and he proved a lot of stuff she said was false. But then 2-3 other women came forward, and then they started syncing up their timelines, like women like in close proximity, and they're like, yo, you're accusing her of cheating. This is why you stepped away from the thing and all the other reasons. But in the same time, you were dealing with a woman over here. And then this woman comes up and this one. And then it looks like, how many women did you get pregnant and convinced to have abortions in short order? Okay. That could be your purview, whatever. That's fine. But then you're online telling people and shaming people for that very same behavior. So now the public starts looking and says, what the hell? Right? What the hell? Be who you are. And you see other creators, they are who they are. And sometimes that limits your ceiling, right? That limits your ceiling. But rather that than someone come up and say, he's not exactly who he says he's actually who he purports to be. You're more high ground. Is it just pile of bullshit? Yeah. More high ground, it's high enough for you to stub your toe. And again, if that's how you want to move, then you probably better off listening to a lot of other people in those shadier places, in the red pill space, in the manifest space. They kind of trade and move like that over there. When you pretend like that's not what you are. And I think you can be both, right? And this is one of those times you have this wake up call that people say, remember that you're human. When you call out other people for their bad behavior, and some of the stuff that he's done, I think is noteworthy. Like the Sadea Khan, and we covered that, months ago, where he actually, got her on an interview and held her to task about a lot of things, nailed her down and said, no, this is what she's saying. This is what she's doing. Stuff like that is great, but you have to allow people some sort of latitude when you're not living that truth. We like to say right message, wrong messenger, but part of your legacy now becomes this. When people think about or they listen to you, and these are not the diehard subscribers that are always going to follow you, there's going to be a little asterisk next to it. There's going to be a little afterthought. Floyd, you moving like this? We're thinking, okay, when you have to accept those next couple of fights and you're 49, 50, when you're 60 something years old, showing up to the child support officer, showing up to family court because you have to continue to pay child support, when you have to pay her out $6 million, that may be nothing in terms of, hey, you get a couple of fights under your belt, you just give it a payout. The problem is we understand that the behavior isn't corrected. We think about it in another way. When people often claim bankruptcy because their debt is out of control, but they never develop the proper habits to not get themselves in debt. They find themselves in the same position even after the debt's been wiped and cleared. When you're able to pay this ridiculous amount very easily, where's the lesson? Where's the pain point? Same thing when we look at Paul Pierce, right? In F. Boston. But same thing when you look at Paul Pierce and we say, listen, you're how old? One would think that at a certain point in time, wisdom was supposed to interject. But part of this may be our own fault. When we look at people in spaces and we see how well they've done, when they've climbed this ladder, and you start to believe that they're all the things that a person up there should be. We think you're intelligent. We think you're savvy. We think you're smooth. We think you're good with money. We ascribe all the positive things to you and your legacy. But sometimes you have an incident like this that starts scratching the surface and you realize, oh, no, you're good at one thing and they traded on that thing and they elevated you because of that thing. You look at Cam Newton, and whenever you got people around and you're keeping the conversation at a certain level, it's fine. But when you bring people there of actual intelligence, then they start walking circles around him. You realize that, no, Cam, you're really good at football. You can like his style of dress or not, but you're really good at football. But you're not a philosopher, right? You're not the voice of the people. Same thing with Shannon Sharp. You're not the voice of the people. You would think the stuff that you talk about, the guests you have on, that you would move in a certain way. But then when the curtain is peeled back and you're paying $25,000, $35,000 per cheek, then we have to start questioning, like, what has happened and how much respect do we attribute to people that haven't deserved it? Maybe we need to be better prepared and say, I respect this aspect of you, the thing that you managed to do, and not the entirety of who you are. Let people earn that slot. Let people show up and say, this is who I am. You look at Tiger Woods and say, you're prolific, amazing. You're crushing these people. They're ready to crash out. Right? They're ready to crash out. You beat them at 22 strokes. It's impossible. Incredible. Yeah. But then, I like drugs and drinking and women, right? And, if you saw the documentary, you see a little bit about how he actually developed that with his relationship with his father. So you can understand more things about it. But how much respect are we attributing to someone just based on their level of talent and skill in a specific area? Now, when you do make it that big, like Barkley said way back then, I'm not a role model. Yeah, you think. You think. Part of that trade with you being celebrity is that people are watching you. People are paying attention to you. You may not like it, but there is a dynamic. There is an iota of responsibility there onto you that says, yeah, I need to watch how I move. This is not saying that you don't do dirt. You just do dirt, right? Accordingly, you do it properly. You do it with NDAs, right? You do it with places where you say, there's a party going on, drop your phone in here, right? Where you search all this, you take the precaution like a lot more of these other celebrities do. But when you move sloppily, and this sometimes you see a lot of people just in these spaces, yeah, success can absolutely be a curse. Absolutely be a curse. Again, guys, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, right? So when you get that big and it's an unregulated space, right? Let's follow. Unregulated as in there's no PR team. There's no one here to teach you, to tell you, to say, this is how you're supposed to move. This is how you're supposed to do. These are the important things, right? We're looking at Ava. You're looking at people in these spaces where you've gathered enough momentum, enough people that surround you, that live and breathe off your word, but there's no real guidance there. There's no one that came before you and said, yeah, I've dealt with that level of success. This is the pitfalls. This is how you move. This is how you're supposed to, this is the things that you're supposed to avoid. Yeah, that level of access that gives you, it's unknown. You're dropping, an Uzi into, a child's playpen, and you're saying, I hope it all works out. I hope it's fine. But now you got people that are actual celebrities, right? You've got 2 million subscribers on YouTube. You're a celebrity. There's more people watching YouTube than any other streaming service. You're a celebrity. You make a video, people pay attention, people now react, people make videos of what you said. You have your thumb on the scale. You help bend the YouTube algorithm to the little guy like us where we can't get a shot. But now this just means that the way you move when the cameras aren't there are also important. When you turn your webcam off, when you move out in the regular world, people are paying attention and people are taking receipts. People making receipts. And some of the stuff that the women coming together and saying, they're like, yeah, they're pegging you for a lot of these things. They're like, yeah, no, he did that. You know, he spends most time playing video games. Must be nice, right? But now all these other things start tarnishing your image because they're giving away things that you naturally probably wouldn't have thought to give. Now you have to spend your time defending. Now you have to spend time getting off the back foot. And in truth, with everything that's come out, I think he's still too big to really have much of impact. There are a lot of people already saying, just wash this over, sweep this under the bridge and let's keep going. They're more interested in the next thing because part of their identity is on that channel. But whenever you look at this, there's always going to be that thing. You're going to be grouped with a group of men that some reason couldn't keep their shit together, couldn't keep their wee in the proper place, and were ready to stick it and just say, all right, thanks, praise be to God. I hope it all works out. Now, again, this isn't a thing to condemn, right? Because I'm not in that space. I don't have that type of access. I don't have anything like that. I can't make any type of moves like that. Who's to say what you would do, right? With the ability to make some videos and the ability to buy your parents, buy your loved ones, buy your cousins homes. We're talking Canada, right? We're talking Canada. Housing crisis is ridiculous. But you would buy these people homes based off just you making a couple of videos. Does that change the way you move? Are you thinking about a legacy? Or are you thinking about, hey, the people around me that I know and love, they're taken care of. That's the only legacy I care about. You care about your image. You care about how people view you. It's harder to cancel someone with such a big following when they never came out explicitly and said, no, I don't do these things. You condemn them, but you never say you didn't do them. Time is going to be the thing that tells, but we're so quick to jump from topic to topic. I'm sure Abba and Preach will be fine in that regard. For the rest of us, we know what not to do. We know not to pull a Floyd. We know not to pull a Paul Pierce, in F Boston, right? F Boston. We know not to make moves like that because one, the internet is forever and it has this body of work and saying, yo, you said this, right? Remember right here. No, don't worry about it. I'll pull it up for you, right? You said this right here. How did this happen? How did this make sense? Were you telling the truth here? You're talking about, yo, you're never going to get to a relationship. You did something with someone. And then you couldn't, and then there was a whole issue about paternity and she's got to go to the court. And then you have all that come out like that. It's rough, right? Yes, definitely to lower the attention span. Attention span is absolute trash. So we can go off to the next thing. Remember how we were so upset about Epstein list? That's out of the news cycle. That's out of consciousness now. And it didn't take much. For something so volatile, something so awful, something so vile, it didn't take much. We just started a war. Right? You guys forgot. Has anyone checked on Maduro? Right? We grabbed him from Venezuela. Where is he? What's going on with No, we're off to the next thing. Now we're putting pressure on what? On Cuba. We're just moving and shaking, off to the next thing, off the next thing. Because I can guarantee that you're going to forget very quickly. But when you look back on the legacy part of it, right? Yeah, corporate media is absolutely trash. Absolutely trash. Absolutely trash. Good, quick tangent, right? When you see corporate media now getting into like the online spaces or the online topics, now they start talking about, they're like 10 years removed, but they want to talk and move like they're the actual authority because they have the actual, they have the money, they have the resources to create productions that go back. But so many people have divorced themselves from mainstream media now that they're like, I could see all through what this nonsense is doing. I don't have to cut cable. I don't use cable anymore. Most people are on streaming now. So when you come here and say, oh, listen, let's make this thing Louis Theroux and say with the manosphere, people are like, yo, stuff you're talking about has been talked about for 5-10 years already. And it's clear people are better at spotting the bias from a lot of stuff that the media puts out. I'm tired of this. So now we go online. Now we look to these creators here, right? Yeah, that's exactly what you got to deprogram. You got to say, cool, I see what you're doing here. I peek in, see what's happening, especially when it comes to real estate, comes to money. Okay, I'm pulling back out. Stop telling me what I should think and just go back to giving me the news. Right? That's what I want. And at least when you go online, you go to YouTube, you get to, pick and choose what topics that you're looking for, and then you can easily spot the bias because us as creators, we're not really good at hiding bias. Okay? We're not really good at that. Just address it, talk about it, try to find that fine point and nuance and keep it moving. But when you think back, when we go back and we think about a person's legacy, specifically these men, there's going to be that blemish. And I think if we had a better understanding or better thought process of saying, How do I want to be represented? How do I want to be remembered? Rather than thinking here and now, especially when I'm getting those paychecks are coming in. When I'm still being enriched, when I'm still getting my money, well, I don't really care about anything else. Because we'll often use these scenarios. We use these things to judge and justify what we're doing later. It doesn't matter how many good things you end up saying. If we need to vilify you, we're going to look and say, we'll focus and hammer on that thing that you did right there. Daily problems of complete ignorance. Yeah, no, especially when you just look at specifically news that it's just localized to the United States. When you leave the country, you see all the news, you're like, oh, I didn't know the rest of the world actually existed. But look, we don't like to keep you guys out too late, especially you guys on the East Coast. Thank you guys for coming out for another Subscriber Sunday. I really have fun with you guys in here doing stuff like this. Again, if you are new, subscribe to the channel, double tap the screen, triple tap the screen, completely tap the screen. We try to have some fun, and I think we accomplished that. But for you guys in the chat, this is exactly what we hope for, this back and forth. This is what makes it worth it, right? This is the funnest thing I get to do on YouTube. The videos are cool, but this is the give back, right? The actual communication. This is what I really, really enjoy. Yeah, no, we want to have thoughtful conversations. We want to joke, we want to laugh, but we also want to have thoughtful conversations. This is what it's all about. So we got Money Mondays tomorrow. If we have money questions, we're going to talk about that. The link will go up. I may rest for the rest of the night, but I did a lot of staring at the screen, getting that video together for American Greed. But I love the process. I love the getting better at these things. But we'll be back tomorrow, running our mouth some more. We'll try to do another unlicensed episode later on in the week as well. We're talking just about mental health issues. We share stuff. We're trying to build that out. And also, we're nailing down how to actually bring you guys in the stream if you guys want to talk just over audio, or you want to actually participate and have those pretty faces up on the screen next to mine. We're all trying to be dope, be great. That's the name of the game. With that being said, I'll see a lot of you guys on the next one.